Imagine standing in a supermarket aisle. Rows upon rows of cereal boxes stretch before you. Whole grain, honey clusters, gluten-free, low sugar, organic, chocolate, extra fiber. You came in for breakfast. Now you're stuck in an existential crisis. Odd, isn't it? We live in an age where freedom is defined by options. The more choices we have, the more empowered we feel. Or so we're told. But what if that abundance is actually the problem? What if the freedom of choice is silently making us miserable? This is the paradox of choice, and it cuts deeper than you think. On the surface, options feel like liberation. You're not confined. You're not told what to eat, wear, believe, or become. You decide. But here's where the shadow begins to creep in. The moment you're faced with too many paths. Psychologist Barry Schwartz once described how modern societies, especially in the West, have equated happiness with personal freedom. And that freedom, in turn, with unlimited choice. But paradoxically, the more options we're given, the more paralyzed we become. Not because choice is bad, but because it demands something of us. It demands responsibility. It demands certainty. And in an uncertain world, that's a heavy burden. Let's go back to the cereal aisle. You pick one box. But as soon as you place it in your cart, a voice in your head whispers, "Was that the best one?" Maybe you should have picked the protein-rich one, or the one with fewer carbs, or the one that was on sale. You're not content. You're anxious. You begin imagining all the other lives you could have lived, had you just chosen differently. This is the weight of opportunity cost. It haunts every decision. Not only are we afraid of missing out on something better, we're quietly convinced that the right choice must lead to happiness. So when it doesn't, we blame ourselves. This internal blame is subtle, but powerful. When we had fewer options, we accepted limitations. We made do. We adapted. There was dignity in simplicity. But now, with every product, career path, or partner just a swipe or click away, we're told we can optimize our lives. And when we don't, when we feel restless or lonely or unfulfilled, it's not the system we question, it's ourselves. We say, "I should have known better. I should have chosen differently. I should have made the perfect decision." So we end up trapped in a cycle, paralyzed by the next big choice and haunted by the last one. Philosophically, this points to something ancient. The Stoics spoke of ataraxia, a state of inner tranquility, born not from external abundance, but from mastering one's desires. They warned, don't chase too many things. Desire without direction breeds chaos. In Buddhist thought, too, we see a similar teaching. Attachment to outcomes, to perfection, to imagined possibilities, is a source of suffering. When we obsess over what could be, we lose touch with what is. Modern life has given us more control over our circumstances than any era before. But in doing so, it has placed the burden of happiness entirely on the individual. If you're unhappy, it's assumed that you just haven't chosen correctly, that you haven't optimized well enough, that the perfect life is just one decision away. But maybe it's not about making the perfect choice. Maybe it's about making a choice and then fully inhabiting it. There's a quiet wisdom in limits. When we embrace constraint, we make peace with imperfection. We stop chasing an imaginary ideal and start finding meaning in the real. Imagine a painter with every color in existence, infinite options, no rules. What's the first thing they do? They choose a palette. They limit themselves, not to punish creativity, but to give it form. Likewise, Our lives need structure, not an endless buffet of what-ifs, but the richness of focus, depth over breadth. The paradox of choice isn't just about cereal or careers, it's about the soul's relationship to freedom. True freedom is not the ability to do everything, it's the ability to commit to something, to someone, to a path, and to live it fully, to stop wondering what else might have been, and start discovering what is right in front of us. So next time you find yourself drowning in options, take a breath, step back, and remember, you don't need the best choice. You need a choice. Embraced with presence, lived with intention. It's about walking the one you chose, with clarity, with courage, and with grace.
If this made you pause, if you're drawn to deeper truths and quiet strength, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us. See you in the next one.